I didn't know that Robson Conceicao, if I'm saying his name right, technically got a win over Vasily Lomachenko in the Olympics. And let me tell you why that. Let me tell you why I'm talking about this.
Push the weight enough flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let me tell you why I'm talking about this. I didn't even know that this happened until earlier today. First and foremost, let me give a huge salute to Champside, the baddest brand in the land. Press 1. I was listening to Champside today. I turned it on. I was at work. I had some time, so I said, "Oh, Champside's live. Let me turn them on." So I turned on Champside, and he opened up the call lines. And I gotta tell you, let me tell you, man. A lot of the people that follow our channels, they're sharp, man. And I don't know who this brother is. He said his name, but if you want to go back and look at the live, it's the live he did today. He was talking about the Shakur Stevens fight and the backlash that he's getting in this unjust, and and you can't mention certain people in the 130, 135 division without bringing up Vasily Lomachenko. Now, the reason why we was talking about Shakur, well, he was talking about Shakur is because this fella Robson is well accomplished. And of course, after Shakur washed this dude, now let me remind you guys, I thought I picked Shakur to win. Unanimous decision, all right? But I thought that Robson would put Shakur in a position where he would legitimately have to fight. Like he would make it a tough dog fight. And that's what I thought. But I thought that Shakur would, win by a landslide. Like, okay, maybe Robson got about 4 rounds at best. But no, turns out to me, he didn't get that 1 round. That's how good Shakur is. So this caller calls up, right? One of the callers called. I forget which number he was, but he calls up. He says his name, whatever. And this brother brought up some points that, first of all, I didn't know that these guys fought. And I got to tell you something, man. Let me tell you, it is so important with our audience, man. I said, man, they fought? I didn't know that. But let me tell you why that's important. Let me tell you why that's important. Caller says, Robson got a win over Lomachenko in the Olympics. Now, a lot of people are hearing that and saying, well, it's the Olympics. Well, listen, what's the major selling point of Vasily Lomachenko? The Olympics, his amateur career, how he got 1 billion and 1 amateur wins, and that was his selling point. All of that just to lose his second pro fight. Y'all don't want to talk about that, though, right? But I found this interesting. I said, man, I had no idea that they even fought. I didn't even know they knew each other. Well, here's what happened. And I'm going to leave this link in the description. It was on ESPN. I'm reading this from the ESPN website. They're talking to Robson about fighting Vasily Lomachenko. He says it was the Vasily Lomachenko fight in 2011. The World Championships. That was the best fight of my life. This is what he's saying. I won the fight, but then they changed the result the next day and gave Lomachenko the victory. The AIBA overruled a 2-point penalty to Lomachenko. He says, I felt like it was a big injustice. I was very young. I did what I had to do inside the ring, and they changed it and took it away from me. I was very sad and mad, but I still feel I won the fight, just part of the business. Sidebar. And that really happened, y'all. But here's the sidebar. And I want y'all to understand this. I need you guys to understand this. For those of you that are saying that he's just talking and it's sour grapes, and the fight might be on YouTube, you could probably go watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but here's the thing. Y'all remember when I did a live stream about the Olympics being under investigation, and the Olympics are 2 seconds from abolishing boxing altogether in the Olympics due to corruption? Check my lives. Check my live stream. Check my channel, y'all. I spoke about the corruption in boxing. Now, I haven't watched the fight yet. But based off what he said, he had won, and then the next day, they overturned the victory and gave it to Vasily. And I spoke about this last year about, I think the Summer Games, they're looking to get rid of boxing altogether due to specifically corruption. Go figure that. Go figure that. So the caller brings this up, and I said, oh man, I didn't know that. So I was like, ooh, I was tuned in. I said, oh my gosh. And then the caller said, you know what I also think? I think that Shakur dumped the WBO strap on purpose. And my antennas went up. I said, why would he do that? Why would he lose the belt on the scales? I mean, why would he do that? That doesn't make much sense, does it? Does it? So I'm like, why would he say that? And I'm like, it was like a pound, like 1.6, something like that. Now, Robson was on ESPN. He said, man, all you got to do is take a salt bath and a couple of pounds will come off. He didn't even try. He went to go play ping pong. Now, my standpoint was, look, no one cares about belts anyway, right? What's the point of trying to go, what's the point of trying to go undisputed? If you're black, no one cares. Who cares? But that's another topic. But it is kind of relevant. You'll see in a second. So then he said he didn't even try. But he said, you know something? I think Bob Arum recommended that he threw those belts in the trash. And I'm like, why would Bob Arum do that? Listen, I'm not quoting the caller word for word. I ain't timestamp it or anything, but go listen to Champ Sides Live. He opened up the phone lines, and I forget which number caller it was. It might have been the second or third. I don't remember. But this fella, forgive me, brother, if you're listening. I don't remember your name, but you hit some great points, man. And then he said the reason why he dumped that WBO strap is because if he dumps the belts, if he goes and loses the weight, he makes the weight, because they give you 2 hours and he didn't even try. Hey, the caller said, hey, Champ Side, if this man loses the weight, right? He's already going to 135. He beats Robson, goes up to 135. Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney has a fight against Kambosos. I don't see Kambosos winning. The fight after that, what makes more sense? Fighting Lomachenko or trying to get a fight with Tank Davis? Let's say the Tank Davis fight is on the table. I'm from the thought process of forget Vasily Lomachenko. He has the machine behind him, the media behind him. He can wait. Go get the Davis fight. He already done ducked you. There's a franchise status at 135, and it's all Vasily Lomachenko and the WBC's fault. Devin Haney's undisputed. He could basically do what he wants to do. So I say go in the direction of the WBA route and fight Tank. And Vasily could wait. Now, if that happens, what's Vasily going to do? He's having a tune-up fight. So what's he going to do? Hello. If Shakur kept that strap, the WBO strap, defended it, beat Robson, goes up to 135, Vasily's ranked number 1. They can make that fight. Bob can make that fight he can make it the next fight if he wanted to. So the caller was alleging that it's a possibility Not saying it's definite, but it's a possibility that he made Shakur dump the belt, go to 135. Everybody stay away from Vasily. That's my bread and butter. I said, oh man, that kind of makes sense. I don't know. But it was, I was like, man, you know what? I mean, hey, they gave him a franchise status rather than fight Devin Haney, right? Why wouldn't it? And I mean, Shakur's a legitimate threat. It made sense. And then the brother went on to say things like, the way Shakur's promoting, the way he's been promoted. The caller was saying that Shakur won't ever reach his full potential because he's with Top Rank. Now, we all know about Top Rank. We don't trust them. The caller said that the marketing with Shakur, Shakur comes in the ring waving the Puerto Rican flag. I believe his father's Puerto Rican, and I ain't got a problem with none of that, him waving that flag, but I believe the caller was alleging that, and like I said, go listen to it. I only heard it once, but go listen to it. I believe the caller was alleging that he was saying that to say that Bob Arum was trying to tap into a whole other audience on top of the black audience. That's what I got from it. Go listen to it for yourself. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's how I took it. I said, okay, going there. And then he made mention of how Shakur made the Ali Fury reference. That Fury was on Ali's level. Y'all remember that? So, he was trying to say that Top Rank, Bob Arum is taking Shakur in a specific direction, all the while steering him away from Lomachenko. He wasn't going to be at 130 for too much longer. I knew that, which is why I wasn't mad that he dumped the belts. I mean, these sanctions undermine their own hardware all the time. Nobody wants Undisputed anymore. We got how many? Jamal Charlo, right? We got not Shakur, Devin Haney. You have you got one fight away at the heavyweight division for Undisputed, and no one's clamoring for it. I wonder what that's about. So that was a really good call, is what I'm saying. I said, that kind of makes sense. So I'm like, why? I was trying to put it together as he was talking. I said, man, you know what? It kind of made sense. I didn't know that Robson has a W over Lomachenko and they reversed it. I'll put the link in the description. Read it. They reversed it. He beat him and without even watching the fight. I'm leaning more towards believing what he says because, again, I did a video about the Summer Games potentially Xing out boxing because of the corruption. And get this, if you remember my video, get this. Guess who they were working with to try and fix boxing in the Olympics? Mauricio Sillyman, of all people. You might as well just pack it up, man. You might as well just pack it up. Because after that was the Daniel Kinahan nonsense. We found out about that. So you want Mauricio Sillyman to come in there and help you fix boxing in the Olympics? I don't think so. But that call on Champ Size Show made a great point. To me, it made sense. I know everyone thinks we're a bunch of conspiracy theorists over here. We're not. We're not. I'm just saying it made sense. I can see Bob telling him, yo, look, dump the belt. Nobody will care. Just dump the belt. You're going to 135 anyway. Just go ahead and dump it. But if Shakur had took that salt bath like Robson recommended, if he had 2 hours to work that weight off, he didn't even bother. Now, boxing is a science. That might have been that last pound or so, pound 0.6, might have been the pound that made him dehydrated and dizzy the next day. I don't know. But he didn't bother. Because the whole thing is, yo, look, I'm going to 135 anyway, and I want all the smoke up there. So Devin Haney, when Devin Haney beats Cambozo, and if, who knows, if the Ryan Garcia fight is on the table or the Tank Davis fight is on the table, I will call Bill personally and be like, yo, look, tell Vasily he could wait. He made y'all wait. Now he's going to wait. Now, if he was just waiting in the wings, because if he wins his next fight, which everyone anticipates him to do, Vasily wins his next fight. Now he's waiting on, what is he doing? Waiting on the winner between Tank, Ryan, or Devin. While he's waiting, surprise, here comes Shakur. And he's a champion. Let's say he kept the belt. He's a champion. You understand? He can go right to Lomachenko, WBO rankings. They can make that happen ASAP. Bob does not want that. He got Lomachenko, and he got Shakur. His job is to keep them away from each other and hope that between the two of them, they can grab something from somebody. And then he can make a mega fight between two people in his own stable. I didn't even think of that, but it all made sense. And as far as people trying to talk about how Robson was food for Shakur, yeah, it turned out that way. I thought it'd be a closer fight, but it turned out that way. But the reason why I'm putting this picture up is not so fast. Shakur made it easy work. But I wanted to point out, and thank goodness for that caller on Champ's side. And again, salute to Champ's side. I didn't even know this happened. Robson beat Lomachenko. And they reversed the call a day later. You understand me? So in other words, I'm saying Robson was a durable guy. He could beat a lot of people. It's just that Shakur is that good. Because he got a win over Loma. Now, how about that? Don't discredit Shakur. So now he's going to be at 135. 135 is lit. 135 is lit. So I just want to point that out. You know, I know this video is kind of long-winded, but again, go look at Champ Sides. This was, he was talking about Shakur versus Robson. And by the time I upload this, it'll be Sunday. It was the Saturday live stream, the day that Joyce fought Joseph Parker. So go look at it, listen to the callers, and, you know, it'll be explained in further detail. And, yeah, Bronx on deck. Move!